Do you want to become a permanent part of the channel? Well, now you can check out the Alliteration Gaming Patreon. Here, you're going to find different tiers that all let you get involved in my videos, as well as provide you some shoutouts, exclusive Discord access, and the ability to see my content early and ad-free. And if you're new here, you're going to need an account on the UGN site to sign up for events, locate stores, and of course, accrue points to redeem for free cards in the mail. Signing up with my exclusive referral code Alliteration is going to start you off with 50 bonus points, as well as support my work in the process. Regardless of how you help me out, thanks so much. I really appreciate your support. Now let's get on to the video. Darn old Toga slash ragdoll deck. You've told me what some of the memes there already, but for the sake of the production and of course the continuity of it all, tell me what's up with this deck and what you would like some improvements on regarding it.
So my original idea was I look to play under Death and to utilize Dual Needle Lunge with Instant Explosive Release, because both of those move themselves to your momentum after they've resolved. So as to whether or not you've made contact with your opponent, you're getting free momentum and clearing your pool. And I wanted to see about trying to loop Prehensile Tail, Naval Laser Beam, Instant Explosive Release, and Dual Needle Lunge in kind of this cool cycle where I can attack with Dual Needle Lunge, have it go to momentum, play Instant Explosive, have it go to momentum, Naval Laser Beam, discarding either Needle Lunge or Explosive to unflip one of my Prehensile Tails, flip it again to return that attack back to my hand, and have that volley either ready for next turn, or if I want to continue down the beatdown plan, then I can play Dual Needle Lunge again, have it go to momentum, or I can play Instant Explosive Release again and have it go to momentum.
It's pretty dang gnarly. I do enjoy these things occurring here. Obviously, Dual Needle Lunge is just like a crazy daisy card.
Well, yeah, it's Crow and Frog at home, and it's perfect enough.
Just Crow and Frog at home.
the game 2 plan as to why Ragdoll's in the list is that we're able to switch over to Ragdoll game 2 and side in double front beatdown. So on second turn, as long as you're able to build down a Struggling with Studies or two, you're able to use double front beatdown to reset, say, like a Jiro attack, and then return it back to your hand with Struggling with Studies on their third attack, and then use the hand enhance of double front beatdown to reset a second attack and help dole down some of the damage that you would be receiving while still having access to your defensive tools in Death.
That's pretty genuinely funny. That is pretty genuinely fun. I mean, as long as you maintain a lot of 4-ofs, honestly, it doesn't make the ragdoll side that bad either. Like, it's like super fine. I think for the pure meme value, it's carrying its weight in gold there.
Oh, absolutely. It's like, here's this 15-15, and you're like, and it's printed.
What if? What if? That's pretty darn funny. I mean, aside from that, you know, there's just a lot of just good stuff, Death stuff here, and I think we can definitely figure out how to kind of narrow in the concept and or gimmick and turn it into a bit of more streamlined deck. I think that was one of the words you used, was trying to streamline this bad boy, and you also mentioned that you were having trouble kind of like funneling cards into hand and just kind of like keeping the gas going.
Absolutely, because my big concern is, all right, I have Dual Needle Lunge and Instant Explosive Release. That's great. That's fantastic. Those two cards alone are not going to kill my opponent.
No, especially when they block the lunge, then you're like, what even is this turn anymore, right? What even is this turn anymore?
That it's, I guess I build.
Yeah. And so, which, I mean, you know, Toga, I mean, we all know what's up with Toga 1, man. This gal's trying to string like the best of them. We're trying to be gamers regardless of our symbol and regardless of the nature of our allies. So when it comes to just trying to keep your strings going, given that, like, you know, a lot of stuff we're looking at here, Sludge is really cool when you have the snap momentum. Obviously, Cyclone's also super good when you already have momentum and it snaps momentum for you. Vile Season is just, you know, good in general. Like, we're kind of, these are things that
you play it. You're in the simple. You might as well play it.
Yeah, these are things that rock with you know, a generic good stuff deck and or what we're trying to do. no matter what we're doing. But coincidentally enough, these cards are also all Furies. And so, I mean, if we're already running a lot of Furies in the first place, and we're trying to have, you know, more attacks funnel into our hand, not really any other better place to start than Stun Grenade. So I was thinking, if you're into, so I've got a bunch of attacks in here, obviously, and it's a mixture of like generically good death things like Shining Flash or Cheerful Uppercut, or just a bunch of other sick Furies in case you want to convert this into a, like, you know, mostly if not all Fury deck. Aside from like the Dual Needles, of course, we're gonna play those no matter what. But it would definitely, I think having stuff like Stun Grenade would be really, really cool in this deck, just to help us continue to find all of those moves. And then, you know, you're talking about things leaving the pool, right? Nitro, like freaking Nitro. Nitro is everything you were just talking about doing right here. Just having things clear the pool, and in other realms when we're responding with it, getting to do all of these really cool snap momentum things too. Something else that I realized looking at these cards that's super duper neat is Dreaming of the Reward, is the super sick Toga card that's going to let us like replay our stun grenades, but also when we use this response to bounce a card, it ups the stun counter on grenades.
Yo, I totally forgot about that. That's tight.
I was like, that's really cute. I'm like, that seems like enough weight to be like, Furies seem like the place to go. I think if you're trying to string on the death symbol, Furies are a good place to go. Death is also like, you know, you've got a lot of cards in here, like I think Brute Strength is one of the key examples of like, this card sees so much play on the death symbol just because like they're really desperate to try and find like those, you know, those +1s and +1s everywhere. Otherwise their attacks just don't kill people. We don't really have to bother with stuff like that if we're on like a full Fury train, because these attacks just kill people. They kill them dead. they murder them. And that's like a really, really attractive, especially when it comes to the damage category, because our character sure puts a heck ton of speed on things, right? And then even if we're ragdoll, we still put a ton of speed on things.
That +4 when I was playing during the standard event at KC.
Oh man.
Watching Death Ragdoll turn Twisting Azure Inferno into a 10 mid after they've already played 10 actions. Here's this 10 mid for 20 turn 2, and it's like, okay, I guess I die.
That deck's so degenerate, man.
That's so dumb.
But like, you know, we can go, you know, 4 speed on our Cyclone, seems pretty okay. You know, if we play our first move, they block it. As Toga, now our Cyclone comes in with +1 speed, +1 speed. Seems all very, very, very cool. I think Furies is a sick route to pursue here for us if you're into it.
Absolutely.
Also, Double Front is a Fury, meaning that if it ever, like, I don't know, comes in but we don't become Ragdoll or whatever, like, we can find it off Stun Grenade. I think that's hilarious.
That's funny.
Yep. I'm gonna rip the other non-Furies out of here, as I think if we're going to play a Stun Grenade deck, one non-Fury is what we get, and it's probably got to be Dual Needle Lunge.
Yeah, Naval Laser Beam was mainly there for like the cute, I flipped Excited for Blood, so I'm gonna unflip it and then draw an extra card off of it. It's cute.
The unflips are mad nice, but honestly, if we really want to go for like that stable, like, unflip game plan, I'm just actually going to go find us a Tray Sheet Cape right now. Because I think that's actually just a better way to go with that.
That's fair.
We should probably just be chucking a cape in here at some point.
Just play it as like a sick one of.
Yeah, a little 1 or a 2 of something cute, depending, because like right now the deck is 63 cards, and I'd probably try to keep it around that number. Don't want to get too much crazier with it. So looking, the attacks are in here. Let's strip the naval lasers, and now I'm going to begin this conversation here with actually a suggestion on potentially ripping out one of the things that you've been describing as the pinnacle of this deck. I actually think that Nitro does the job of IER way better. We don't have a way to force IER in this deck, which is what I don't like. If they block our first one, this is a 4x'd 3 high for 3. That is just chilling in our deck.
Yeah, because we're not using throws. We don't have Jolt.
We don't have any technology for it. And the second they see this, they're just, you know, they're gonna stop it. You know, I guess like it makes them have to block the opening dual needle lunge, which like I guess is neat because most of the time people are like, well, it's going to momentum anyway, so I just won't block it. But I also don't think that's always like even the correct perspective. It's just the most common one that I see. But I don't think there's enough value in that.
Yeah, I think Ignition is better because it can sit there. And as our Furies either go to our hand due to Dream the Reward, or they get shoved into momentum with other cards, then we'll actually be able to steal that momentum that way.
And then we get to do more things with it too, because Give Our Thing Powerful 2 is awesome. We can put that on like a dual needle lunge, and it's got EX and Powerful. Like that's super neat.
Oh, that's actually tight.
Yeah, no, it's cool. It's cool. And then anything that like if we if we lead with a dual needle lunge, it's going away. If we lead with a stun grenade, it's going away. And if you let me Dreaming of the Reward on my follow up to the stun grenade, it's going away and also getting me a free momentum, which is super nice stuff.
That's pretty tight.
So I think Nitro is just the better one when it comes to that IAR spot. Next, we got to figure out how to get these stun grenades in here. So we can start off with 2 because we've already taken our two naval lasers out. I think Sludge probably is fine as like a 2 or a 3 of in here. I think that's where we can find our other stun grenade slots.
I think 2 of's perfect.
Yeah, I like it's super neat. I like it as our stun 2 option over something like Turn to Dust. Just because it gets to be a little more attractively statted for us. And with 4 dual needle lunge in the deck and all the other things that we're doing, I think it makes turning on that stun 2 really, really easy. And then just readying the thing is really nice. It's just handy. Effectively kind of making it a 4 diff sometimes is super cool. As far as like, I have some alternative dunk options in here. If I feel like if you end up missing a little bit of breaker, Red Ride Unbreakable goes hard. Like this card actually just is heinous, and it's got breaker 1, and it just does a lot of really crazy things. It gives you a free foundation. It makes your rival destroy 1. Dual needle lunge into this is like kind of wicked nasty.
I like it.
I think it's really cool.
Right.
As another just like nuclear meltdown level attack, Decaying Palm Slam. Again, this card's just great. Dual needle lunge into this, and then your pseudo stun 3. Crazy daisy. I think that.
Or if Nitro Explosion's in there at any point and they fail to check for your attack to get removed, then you also get a free momentum in place of what you would have gotten off of Palm Slam as well.
Exactly. It does the thing, right? It's like we're trying to play Alleyway Ambush Live Toga, but on death. But instead of trying to get X amount of cards in the pool, we're trying to get X amount of cards to leave the pool. I think there's almost an argument for maybe taking like two cards out of these 12 here for maybe like a 2 of Palm Slam or a 2 of Unbreakable. Just for a little more like scary moves, because right now Howitzer at 2 of is kind of the only scary thing, and honestly I wouldn't even mind seeing like a 3rd Howitzer in here.
I think like if we did like a 3rd Howitzer and then a singleton of Palm Slam, so that way if we see Needle Lunge with Palm Slam, then we're able to go through that line.
Yeah, I'm into it. I think 3 Howitzer is fine because you don't really want to like open it. You know, you don't want to see it like super early as well. Also, like we're Toga, so we're gonna do like so much like filtering. From there on out, which one of these stays the 4 of, and which 2 become the 3 ofs?
Well, I think.
Or do we just rip the sludges?
Yeah, like Sludge is cute. I think it's one of those that it doesn't kick itself from the pool. It doesn't it readies our foundations to help kind of like correct checks.
Yeah.
At the same time, though, like
it's just a stun 2 move, you know?
Yeah, we're looking to shove cards out of the pool anyway.
Yeah, it's like our only low attack, which I guess is kind of neat, but it's not like enough. It's not enough to really make me want to keep it in the deck. I don't feel like it pulls enough weight.
Oh, because like at this point, if we're on like the high game plan, and then we have Palm Slam as like our 1 low attack, and it's powerful too. So here they are working against all of our high attacks, and here's this powerful 2
Yeah,
Palm Slam that comes in and just
so
dunks him for 11 points.
Thing's so fat, dude. 4 low for 7, man. I just love that we're just like shoving base 7 onto a ton more moves now. That's why I really thought Unbreakable too. He's just got 7 damage, like casually. It's very mid though. This thing is very low, which I enjoy. So let's see. We haven't really mucked up our block zones very much by doing any of that. We're a little bit high on the high side now, so we can keep that in mind. As far as things going into here, I got a couple ideas. I think now that we're like Super Turbo Fury, Agitation could be really nice to get us some more card draw in the deck. I also think it's a little wild that we're not playing Keen Observation as Death Toga 1. You know, this is we get to be one of those characters that actually plays this 0 on these 3 symbols. Or I guess Death and Fire are the ones that really want the playable 0s. Evil's kind of got a million at this point, but we get to really take advantage of this card. Happy-go-lucky if we end up running low on low blocks, or even just if we want more like just more cards in hand. This card is like really strong. Just being a consistent low block you can go grab is incredibly nice. And then Dreaming of the Reward is one of the big ones. I think this card's really awesome and plays super well with a lot of the things that we're doing, namely like upping our stun grenade counts or triggering like nitro momentum and stuff like that. Those are very cool interactions. Going into what we have inside of here, I think there are some fairly cuttable things. I think I would like to see some of these spams go for us to find Keens in here and just have more zeros, because like we're a 7-hander with 8 zeros in our deck in MHA format. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I think in Denimed, was there a logic behind this mill's either play?
I have Stalking Her Prey in the list, and the goal was by being able to break foundations, we could trade one of our momentum for another attack, and then prehensile tail it up to our hand.
Oh, okay. I think since we're Toga, we still get to do that like crazy. We're gonna go through our deck so much, but I see what you're. Yeah, I've never even thought about Stalking Her Prey with prehensile tail. That's really neat. That is really neat.
It was a way to like fish more cards into our discard, so that way we can pick the Fury attack that we really want.
Yep.
Have it go to our hand after trading it for an attack that's already hit, or if we've managed to steal a momentum, and this is at the time of Explosive Release, trading an Explosive Release for a bigger, dumber Fury move seemed like a fantastic option.
Yeah.
And Denim just helped facilitate that by just fishing more cards into the discard.
At some point, you're gonna be on like the build turn of Stalking Her Prey and Prehensile Tail. You're gonna check the Palm Slam and be like, "Don't forget about that one, buddy. Don't forget about that one, buddy.
Oh, it's coming for you.
Oh, it's coming back around." So I think we gotta mind these zones though, because Keen is a high. Yeah,
I was gonna say, if we could like replace a high for a high, that'd be great.
Yeah, there's a world where let's see what other stuff happens first. What is our spam ratio looking like right now? 8, 10, 12, 14, 17, 21, 24. So we have 24 and 18. That's it's pretty healthy. And I would kind of like to keep it that way. I don't want to muck with those ratios too much. So let's take a look at our spams that are here. I think Brute Strength could go.
I agree.
I think this card's necessary. Our moves just like, I don't know, our moves are so fat now. Our moves are so fat that I don't think this card is
once we have Palm Slam in there, like I think we can live without Brute Strength now.
Yeah. Let's take that out and let's put in the 2 Dreaming of the Rewards to start with. I think that seems like a fine place to be.
I like that.
As far as other 2 diffs, Agitation, I think if we want a little bit more draw power would be the best way to go about it. I think I like Agitation's form of a +1 over Window Shopping.
I'm down.
I think I like that. I think that's a cute little 2 of the year. Past that, do you feel like you have enough speed reduction in the deck? We kind of like just have like what, Stalking Her Prey and Surviving the Finals. Do you feel like because if I feel like you're not blocking super well, Graceful is awesome. This card goes hard. It's very good speed reduction.
I think, at least from my experience having played against Stalking Her Prey, and with fooling around with it in the list as well, having access just to that -3 speed as a response is pretty good.
Think it's enough?
Yeah, and then with also having Surviving the Final to be able to, while yes, we don't have access to speed resets, with the way that this deck is kind of leaning toward me is that we're looking to pressure the opponent to a point that when it comes to blocking, we don't have to worry about it as much because they're either going to be dying or dead.
Yeah, we're not really here for a long time. We're here
for a good time.
Here to wrap this one up pretty quickly. Last thing I think would be cool, given how like a lot of our stuff is pretty keen towards it. I think a third prehensile tail would be really sick.
I agree.
I think we cut the nothing to see here.
Yeah, because it could utilize dual needle lunge and any momentum that we get off of nitro explosion as speed hate. It probably be one of those that if we're able to lean more into getting our cards so that way we can continue attacking on our turn, I think that would be more appropriate.
Yeah, the only thing I don't like about it is like that card's amazing when you want to just throw one attack, poke, and build. But if that one attack we throw is dual needle lunge, it doesn't work. That's what I
like. It doesn't matter.
That's the only reason. Otherwise, I think that card's like extremely underrated. I think that card's like kind of crazy.
Oh, the card's tight.
Blood Evaluation I had as another form of draw power, but I don't think we need more 3-divs, and we got the agitations in there, so we're good. We were talking about, this is a high block, so I don't care about it anymore. We were talking earlier about set 5 cards. I think that this is a card that I would keep your eye on, at least for the sideboard, because you block with it and you get a draw, and then it also is an omni block for throws.
Hell yeah,
that's very, 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 very good. Probably just sideboard material for a deck like this, but as your 7-hand size character, that's really, really good throw hate.
Absolutely.
And then this thing is really cool because when you blow it up, you draw a card.
Oh, it's awesome!
Yeah, I think that with just howitzers are doing that, we don't do that enough to want to play it. But if you shifted more into a deck like that, keep an eye on this card. I think this card's
That'd
really
be
crazy.
so cool.
Especially for guys that like blow their stuff up on face. Like, I mean, obviously, you know, it's Kirishima 3's card.
Death Arms? Hello?
Oh man, that is pretty sick with Death Arms. You just get to be a 7-hander when you build that card.
And you commit to their foundations?
Yeah,
Hello?
That's pretty sick. I think a lot of the new Kirishima stuff is going to be very annoying with Death Arms.
Oh, absolutely.
Because it's all just foundation destruction. Like, oh man. Going into our spams here, we still have a little chunk of high block. So honestly, the more I think about it, the more I'm rethinking Keen. Unless maybe we feel like Keen could be better than surviving.
My concern is that I would rather have
out.
the speed reduction to stay alive. And I mean, Keen could open more opportunities where we kill our opponent.
Just a nice little free burn. It's got the better block mod as well. So like when you're blocking with it, it's like you have the -1 speed.
Yeah, you're right.
We could maybe go for like a mix here, right? 18 is I think where we kind of have to put the cap on lows, but alternatively, if we wanted more lows, we could put in some happy-go-luckies, which not only could put lows in the deck, but also increase your consistency of getting them because, again, your Toga, you're going through so much of your deck. You're going to get that happy-go-lucky in there really easily, and it's going to be really easy to draw cards. You can also just, like, build 2, destroy 1 with Cyclone, and then pick it right back up.
Add it to your hand.
Yeah, I do this in air with releases all the time. I build 2 happy-go-luckies, I commit both of them, I pick up the other 2, I build the other 2, and then I just start popping them with releases and grabbing them. This card's wild, man. I can't believe more people don't play this card.
It's such a good card.
It's very good, which would then kind of let us play around with items a little bit more. So like if we were to cut the Indeniums though, then I'm actually worried about our mid blocks. We also only have 20 of those. Maybe some refreshing slices are in order. Are we too momentum hungry to play refreshing slices?
Well, because I see a lot of our stuff going to momentum, and we have Decaying Palm Slam, Cyclone, Stun Grenade has powerful too, I guess, also.
It's rough because like this gives powerful, this has powerful, this has powerful, this has EX, this has powerful, and a momentum cost on it. Maybe actually, I think if we want some more mid blocks, now that the deck has become what we are, I think right off the bat, 2 of these become our other 2 Let's Fight Bad Guys.
I'm down.
That's actually the easy, how do I shove spam mid blocks in this deck? And then maybe from there, cutting the other two indeniums. What did I say we were? 18 and 24 with our spams to non-spams.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking about maybe putting in maybe like a third agitation.
I could see that.
Like we play like a third agitation, and then actually, you know what? Let's take this opportunity.
Just play trashy. Yeah.
Put that freaking cape in there. Put that cape in that bad boy. Which I think still keeps us. I'm gonna take this League of Villains out here too now. I was kind of just putting stuff in, just trying to keep our mind wide. So that didn't mess with our zones at all, and we just can't take any more. We just can't do any more spams for non-spams now, which is also super fine. I think that what if the arrogance and forcings became happy-go-luckies?
I'm sold. I mainly just had them in there because they're spam low block, so I love Happy-Go-Lucky as a card.
They're good cards, and like I won't lie, Happy-Go-Lucky is not the best low block in the world. It's not the best one. It's your emergency low, or you just need more cards in hand. Like honestly, most of the time when I use this card, what I use this card the most for is just building out really wide. I like to just like use one to pick up the other, build the second, use the second to pick up a third, build the third, and then I just keep the fourth in my pile as my emergency low.
Absolutely.
And so if you're trying to kind of like stretch your hand size and your builds as a seven-hander, it's really, really, really good for that. After that, I have a couple other spams in here. If we just like our only high, the issue is our only highs in our spams are snack time and survivings. We like survivings in here, and snack time is like too good in this deck. Literally too good in this deck. I can't.
It's like 3 speed.
Yeah, I can't play less than 3. I just can't do it. I cannot play less than 3, especially in my triple howitzer cyclone deck. And my Vial, like we draw so many cards, man. I cannot play less than 3. It just can't happen. So when it comes to the rest of these spams, I really don't know if there's much room, much wiggle room here. I think 3 struggling is perfect. 4 bad guys is great. We still only have 8 zeros, which I'm kind of not crazy about, but it might just be the life we have to live. Unless you wanted to put in like, I don't know, maybe like some foresights. I think this card's like okay, but it's also not a very, very great low block.
True. Like, I love Foresight as a card because there is a card from Bebop that played quite similar to it. And to be in the middle of a string and see if it's one of those that do we keep going and be okay with it, or is this a risk of an overcommit and then we just build out and wait? I personally like it as a card, but if it's one of those that we're unable to play it in the list, then I'm okay with that. Or we could just jam 3 and just call it.
Yeah, I mean, we have 63 cards right now with just 20 attacks. We could like... I just want more zeros, man. What if we did this? What if we cut surviving to a 3 of, and then put in 2 foresight, and then put in a second palm slam
I'm cool with that.
For a 65 card deck? Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Beautiful. Those.
That looks clean.
I was like, I thought about that line in my head, and I was like, is that cool? Does that make sense? Is that what I want to do? And that just evens out our zones just a tad bit better. Just a tad bit better. We're in semantics territory anyway by now. But we went through the meat and potatoes of this deck pretty quick. You know, we put 20 Furies in the deck, right?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Like this is a Wii Ball. This is a Wii Ball in deck.
Yeah, the core concept was not super crazy to overcome here.